Do you feel like your life is moving way too fast and your creativity is just slipping away? What if a few analog habits can keep your soul alive, make you happier, and bring joy in just your everyday life? Today we're going to talk about why analog experiences can really engage all your 5 senses, why I love analog photography, and how you can play with analog experiences. Bonjour, welcome to your home for your creativity and your well-being. Today we're talking about how analog practices can spark your creativity and make your life much more joyful. So why analog make life more rewarding? Is because it engages your 5 senses. The first one is the sight, your vision. In analog, maybe if you do photography, you watch the film being developed, you watch the color, the texture, the light, the touch. If you write a letter, if you paint, if you play music, you have a hand touch with some different texture that is not your phone, a screen, or a keyboard. What is interesting is that different texture hold different temperature as well. I remember photographing a workshop about interior design, and they were telling about choosing certain material for home because some were holding the cold or some were holding the warmth. Sound, of course. When you play music, you hear it from something that is real. You see the vibration, you feel the vibration. Even when you write with like a pen, you can hear the pen or the brush of the painting. Or if you build something, you'll hear the wood, the hammer, etc. The smell. When you go back to analog, I love going to old libraries to just have the smell of old book, but you also have new books, for example. That's not something that you can find on your tablet, on your computer, or on your phone. Everything is just more real, and you connect your memory to all your 5 senses. Reading a book, for example, will connect you to a moment in time in your life, in your story, but also to a smell. There's some smell that just remind me of my childhood or my grandmother or my grandfather, and this is something that brings me a lot of joy and what makes me human. And then the taste. Now, the taste is not for every analog practice. Of course, the taste can be developed again when you do any cooking, when you see babies or kids are just like grasping everything and just trying to eat everything, whether it's the snow or a wood stick or whatever. Just the sensation to come back to the 5 senses. Why I do love analog photography. For me, receiving developed prints, it's like Christmas every morning. I shoot a roll, whether it's like in a short period of time or a long period of time. I don't remember all the photos that I've done, and also you can't see them. And even if you know well your camera, you are still surprised because you don't really know how it's gonna react, how the color is gonna be, and the frame. There is something with analog photography. You can put any filter on a digital photo, it's not gonna be the same. When you have a roll of like 24 photos, you're so limited. Like 24 is so small compared to what we do now with the digital, and I love the fact that you know how many photos you get in a roll. You are kind of like planning your rolls in advance, and you try to see, okay, how many photos do I want? Do I really need to take a picture of this right now? Also, the film capture the imperfection, which I think is really part of the human life. It's not perfect. You have some moment of wonder, you have some surprises, and that brings by the joy, or at least some sensation, you know, some feeling inside of you. The process really teaches you mindfulness, patience as well, and also just to be a bit more intentional about what you do. Time is the most precious thing that you have, and I feel like analog photography is really related to time as well. You need to time well, you need to choose well. It's a good analogy of life. Analog photography just slow down the time, but analog can be applied to any creative pursuit, not only photography at all. So how to start your own analog routine? I'll give you 3 steps for this. Step 1, try 3 analog activities, whether it's photography, playing an instrument, cooking, building things, or even handwriting. Just try 3 out of everything that you can list and you can think of, and notice which one sparks the most joy out of you. Step 2, stick with what feels rewarding. Focus on the quality instead of the quantity. Really what makes you feel so good after you've just done it and you want to do more and more. The reward is really important because this is how you're gonna build a routine. Step 3 is set up a personal challenge. That's gonna help you to have a goal and to have a deadline. Maybe you take analog photo for a week and you want to do a full roll within a week. Maybe you bake a cake for a birthday. Maybe you write a handwritten letter to someone every week for 4 weeks. The key is to really make it playful, intentional, and meaningful. My tips will be to pick the project that excites your senses. That's a really personal choice, and that's why it's good to try different one. I said 3 because it's a good number. It's not too much to not overwhelm you. If you want to pick like 5 to 10, please do it, and so you can test everything. The other tips I will say is keep the process very simple. Less is more, always. So keep it simple but engaging for you. And third, celebrate the small win. Maybe you will suck at what you're gonna start, okay? And that's fine, like you're gonna get it through. The first time you do it, maybe it's the first time ever that you picked up a brush or you are handwriting again after a long time. That's okay, just celebrate the small win. You know that you're gonna improve, and it's not about being good anyway, it's just to reconnect with this part that makes you a human being. It's definitely not about perfection, and all those lessons that the analog teaches you, you need to take it being about meaningful and not being perfect. This is exactly what we want to do. We want you to be you and not being like everyone else, or not being a robot. You are unique because you're you. Nobody is like you. So you need to pick what feels good, what makes your body and your mind good, and then you will improve over time and just have fun with it. My parents find some old school book from my grandfather, and I was in awe about his handwriting, his drawing. And I was like, this is crazy how we've lost things. You know, there's a simple thing in life where breathing, eating, writing well, we just stopped when we know that we can survive. We breathe in the same way, maybe, and probably a lot of people don't breathe correctly. And I'm saying that from a yoga teacher perspective. I know that breathing is a work. I wish we could bring it back to school right now to the kids, so they have the tools to know how to manage the breath when they are anxious, when they are sleepy. It's the same with handwriting. I feel like we are stopping at the level someone can read me, I don't need to improve. I'm sure you feel the same, like when you have someone in your group of friends or your family that is writing really well, you notice it's exceptional. It should be the opposite. Someone not writing well being like, what are you writing so bad? So it's all about reconnected with those practices, and you're gonna see the joy that it sparks in you. It's amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel to grow, and it helps me to do more video for you and to share with you. And put in a comment, what is the analog practice that you do right now, or which one is the one that you want to start? And if you want to take your photography to the next level, check at the end of this video the one that I've made about how to become a better photographer by learning through painting, cinema and live show. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.